Welcome back to the cabin. It's the last week in October, and I thought I'd come up for a few days, do a little work, check out the foliage. I think I missed the peak foliage. I think that was last week, but we still have plenty of nice color around to look at. Here's a view out back. Some of the colors on the trees. I think last week the yellows would have been more vibrant than the reds as well. But this is nice to look at as far as I'm concerned. This is a Norwegian spruce, I believe. My wife picked it up at the supermarket months ago. It's one of those free giveaways for National Arbor Day, National Tree Day. So I brought it up here and I stuck it in my wood chip pile, which is composted down quite a bit. Thinking I'm going to plant it. So this was just temporary. Today I want to find a spot for it down in front of the cabin and plant it down there, and I'll put a lot of this wood chip around it for mulch, so hopefully it survives the winter. This would be its first winter up here. This looks like a good spot right in front of the cabin. The lower section. Well, I'm back at it again, polyurethaning the tongue groove boards. This is the second coat on these. I sanded them and vacuumed up the dust yesterday. So there's, we'll get here. We got 8 of them here. We try and get done today. It's 65 or 70 degrees outside today, but down here it's at least 15 degrees cooler, which is great in the summertime. But that's why I got the shirt on, the heavy shirt, because of the temperature down here. Try and make sure I don't drip anything. What I've been doing is moving the boards, once I polyurethaned, from this side over to the other side against the wall, just to get them out of the way. and just so that I don't bump into them with the wet polyurethane. There's another 8 tongue and groove boards ready to go up. I got 3 here, 1 down below, 1 up above, and these 3 over here. So when the weather gets cold, which it should be now, we're getting a warm spell this week. When the weather gets cold, I'll be up in the loft and start installing these boards. Got this set of loppers. They'll cut 2-inch branches. So this is the king size version. Figured I'd try them out a little bit today. Get some branches here. This guy looks like he's 1 inch diameter. So let's give him a try. Trying to cut these the right length so they'll fit in my wood stove for kindling. Right through that one. This one's about the same size. Nice clean cut. So this looks like it's at least 1.5 inches. It's not quite 2 inches. Let's give this a try. Wow. Goes right through it almost like it's butter. These things are freaking dangerous. Cut through your finger in an instant. Time to put the sunfish away. Now I have to get the boat off the trailer. I'm going to use those 2 white boat bumpers to roll the boat on. I have 2 2x6 planks underneath the boat attached to the trailer. So I'll put the boat rollers on those planks and then lift the back of the boat and roll it backwards. I may have to do this a couple times to get it off the trailer, and I've keeping the trailer hitched to the Jeep here so that when it gets to the end of the boards, the trailer doesn't flip up. So see how this works. That was a lot easier than I expected. A lot of water in here. I can hear it when I tipped it. That's not good. Yeah, I can see the water coming out. So next season we're going to search for leaks. I have to flip it over because the mast step will fill up with water over the winter and freeze and crack the fiberglass. So we don't want any more problems with the hull leaking water. So that's why I'm flipping it over. And also with the snow up here, I can't really keep water out of the cockpit either. All done. This is where the Sunfish and the trailer are going to spend the winter, along with the two canoes. I thought this was interesting. Just started a fire, and I don't know if it's going to come out in the video, but there's a line of smoke from the chimney going down into the trees there. So we'll go around to the other side and take a look at the chimney itself. Yeah, you can see the smoke coming out of the chimney. The fire's just started. It's not up to temperature yet, so I think that's why there's so much smoke. But I'd never noticed a line of smoke before from the chimney down into the woods. And it's pretty still too, so it's not getting blown away. These are the spare water tanks up on the hill. I need to drain them now because winter's on the way. This tank on the right, I made the mistake last year of not opening the vent valve on top enough. I moved it a couple turns, but it wasn't enough, so the tank basically collapsed in on itself with a vacuum when the water came out the bottom. So I filled the tanks up this spring, and I thought I filled this one on the right up all the way, but looking at it now, looks like the water is down about halfway right there above that bar. So I don't know if I have a leak. Let's see, these are 250, 275 gallon tanks. So I lost about half the water, which is what, like 125 gallons, say, in the period of June, July, August, September, October. That's 5 months. So if it is a leak, it's a slow leak. We'll have to keep an eye on it next year. The other possibility is I didn't fill it all the way because the tank was collapsed in places, and it seems to have mostly returned to its original shape. So I took the vent off. I got my electric fly swatter on top of the opening so no animals jump in. Who said electricity and water don't mix? So now, I don't know if I can do this with only two hands. Just open the valve to the tank. You can hear it. And I'll open this one. And see how long that takes to drain. And once that's done, do the same thing over in the other tank. I should check the level in that tank too. Let's see how we did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 on the paper out of 14. And just in time it's starting to rain. I just noticed this today, but the valve stem on one of the wheels of my wheelbarrow is missing. There's a hole right here where the valve stem should be. So I'm going to take the wheel off, bring it home with me, and get a stem put in there. I don't know how that happened, because it's somewhat protected. Someone would have had to poke in there. I don't know. So it's Saturday, I believe the 28th of October. Temperature up here is in the low 70s. Nice breeze, absolutely beautiful day. It's like Indian summer, but 3 or 4 weeks late. So that's what I see in front of the cabin. The ferns have all died now with the cold, so they're brown there. But they'll come back again in the springtime. Well, that's going to do it for this trip. I need to finish packing the Jeep. Try and get back at a reasonable hour. So if you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you back at the cabin next time. Probably one more trip this year before the snow flies.